I'm Rachel. Welcome to Slow Fashion Mom. Today I wanted to share with you 3 thrifting tips to help make your clothing purchases a success. I'm putting together my fall capsule wardrobe and I've been thinking about the pieces I've thrifted over the past year, and I've definitely had some really big mistakes. So I'm hoping to share these 3 tips with you, and hopefully you will have better luck with your thrifted pieces than I have. So the first tip is to look over the piece of clothing. So give it a once over, make sure there's no obvious rips, stains, or holes. And then check over it really carefully. So if it's a shirt, check the front and the back, look in the underarm, spread out the fabric and make sure there's not any really tiny holes that you don't see on your first once over. And then I like to hold things up to the light and make sure they're not see-through. And for pants or jeans, it's important to check the crotch area and just make sure there's no holes or really heavy wear there. So I feel like I always check over my pieces really well, but I can't tell you the number of times I've come home and then found a really tiny hole or a stain, or even the seam is coming apart or something. So in the future, I will be spending some time to really check over. The maxi dress I bought for my summer capsule wardrobe, I had thought I'd given it a good look, but when I was altering it, I found the tiniest hole in the back of the dress. So somewhere you wouldn't really expect to find a hole. Luckily, I could repair it easily and you don't notice. So my second tip is to check for quality, and you can start by just checking the label of the clothing to see what it's made of. Generally, natural fibers like cotton, linen, wool, and silk, they kind of hold up better over time than the synthetics like polyester, rayon, and acrylic. Once you kind of know what different fabrics feel like, you can tell by feel too if it's a good quality fabric or not. And you know, if you hold up something that's 100% cotton to something that's like a cotton polyester blend, you can definitely feel the difference. Another thing to look for in quality is to check the seams of the garment and make sure they're straight. And if you hold the shirt up or something, make sure they're hanging straight down the sides and not twisting. Same with the hem. I also wanted to mention here that just because something is a designer label, or it would be really expensive if you bought it brand new, that does not equal good quality. In all cases, a lot of times there you're paying for the name. So even if you find something that has a designer name, it's still important to check for the quality. My spring alternative, I purchased a lacy tank top that completely fell apart. So I should have never purchased this item based on this little quality test I just talked about. It was made of polyester and rayon. I could tell it wasn't good quality, but I had been looking for kind of a lacy shirt for my wardrobe, so I bought it anyway. But huge mistake, I literally wore it twice and it completely fell apart. The fabric in the middle of the back just kind of frayed out in the wash and it was not even repairable. So I regret that purchase as well. So tip number 3 is to make sure you always try on the clothing. And I always do this, but what I found, especially this past summer, wearing some different shirts I thrifted, was when I tried on, I was not moving around in the clothing. So if you're trying on pants, make sure to do what you'll be doing when you're actually wearing them. Make sure you sit down, bend over, do some squats. I don't know, there's nothing worse than wearing a pair of pants you think fit great, but then when you're actually living your day-to-day life, they're falling off or uncomfortable or something. And for shirts, same thing. Like when you try it on, really move your arms around and just do some big movements so you can see how the item actually fits. I can't tell you the number of shirts. There's at least 3 I can think of right now that I tried them on at the thrift store. I thought they looked great and fit great, and then when I get them home and wear them for a day or two, the armholes are just way too tight, or just they end up being too low cut or something. Something's off and I don't end up wearing them as much as I should. So those are 3 really quick tips that we can all keep in mind when thrifting this season. Look it over, check for quality, and really move around when you try it on. They seem like common sense, but looking over my mistakes in my wardrobe over the past few months, I was definitely not doing them. So that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful. I'm making it as well for me. Really, I want to keep these in mind as I'm completing my fall wardrobe. If I'm missing something, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. Happy thrifting, and I will see you next time. Bye.